So we've all had a family game night. We gather with our friends, parents, or our siblings, and we play our favorite game, whatever that may be. For some, it's a card game, like poker or euchre. Others, like a classic board game, like Monopoly or the Game of Life. But in either case, we are still doing one thing, and they are competing to win. Win maybe the round or the hand, or just the game overall for the night. And with the winning, we hope to gain the bragging rights for the week. However, this can get repetitive and competing over and over, probably losing to your brother or your dad every time. But for those who want to change the pace, cooperative play games give families a change of pace that they want. A cooperative play game are games that put the players on one team instead of competing against each other. And the team competes to accomplish one goal set in the rules. And in the team, the players either lose or win together. And so the best way for the players to make sure that they achieve their goals and win is to have good teamwork. And there are a couple of different styles of cooperative play. One involves role-playing. And in role-playing cooperative games, they have certain characters that have different aspects and abilities that players can choose from, and the skills help the players achieve their goals. And each are different and unique. And one example of cooperative role play is Pandemic. Pandemic is a game where a group of researchers and health specialists try to stop 4 diseases that are spreading around the world. And each role has different skills that can help the team successfully get rid of diseases. And in each turn there are a couple of different actions they can do: move, clear diseases, research, or they each have unique abilities like I previously said. And one example of a character you can choose is the medic. And the medic can clear any and all diseases in one specific city, as opposed to other characters who can only remove one unit, which is represented as a cube, per turn. The medic can clear all and prevents all from spreading in that city. Likewise, the dispatcher, she can send players around the world. So instead of wasting the medic's turn moving across the world and they have no more moves to get rid of disease, the dispatcher in her turn can send the medic somewhere. If he is in, say, New York, send him to Tokyo, where there's a disease spreading, and the medic can clear the eastern side of the board quick. And this is one example of role-playing, but there are others that use communication. And an example of communication base is Mysterium. And in Mysterium, it is a murder mystery game where there are one ghost and the rest of the players are psychics. And in this game, the ghost has died and it is trying to get the psychics to guess where they died, who killed them, and with what. And so the ghost is stationed behind this board, and they know who killed where and what, but they can't say to the psychics their circumstances. So in order to get the point across and move along in the game, and hopefully win before time runs out, is they have to give the psychics clue cards. And on the left, these are examples of cards the ghost has that give clues to the psychics on who did it, where, or with what. And on the right are examples of suspects of who killed. So in Mysterium, a ghost knows who killed him. So if, for example, if it is the chef in the bottom left, they have to get the psychics to guess that the chef is it. The chef did it. So they might send cards that have animals on them or like meat, because the chef cooks and there's a correlation with dining and cooking. Or maybe they think in a different way, and this guy with the blue Scottish flag, he's the suspect, and so since there's a blue flag, they send cards with lots of blue to try to correlate the blue to the blue flag. And it all depends on the creativity of the players and how well they can communicate and think alike to get their point across and hopefully move along and guess the right circumstances before time runs out. But in any role-play game, both cooperative or both role-play or communication-based, they have aspects of the game that have replayability that keep players coming back for more. And for example, in Pandemic, the Epidemic card adds a different challenge for more experienced players that have played a lot and are more skilled at the game. These cards spread disease quicker throughout the cities of the globe. And for more experienced players, they add more of these into a deck where they draw from each turn, and these spread disease quicker, so they have to work together faster and more efficiently to get rid of diseases. Likewise, in Mysterium, there are these crows, and the ghost has a certain amount of clue cards that they give to the psychics. And if none of their cards are helpful to what they're trying to convey to the psychics, they can use a crow to mulligan their hand and get new ones. So more experienced players who want more challenge, think outside the box more, use less crows. And in both games, without these two aspects, there's replayability in just the roles that you can choose. In Pandemic, there's 7 different characters you can choose from. Each have their own unique abilities, and each are tailored to a different type of playstyle that someone may like. And likewise in Mysterium, there's a ghost and there's different psychics. So if you're really good at being the ghost, try the other end, psychic, try to guess what the ghost is saying. And each person thinks differently, so no 2 games of Mysterium are going to be alike because people think alike. You need to know how people think, how they relate pictures to the different pictures to the suspects and so forth. And with this replayability, it doesn't matter if you're your first time player or you're experienced playing for your 50th time. There are certain aspects within each game that may change, but there's some that stay the same. And one thing that is always the same throughout all co-op games is they need teamwork. If the players participating can't work together, they will not reach their goal. And without teamwork, the cooperative aspect is nothing. Also, communication is key. With any aspect of even life, you need to be able to communicate with your people you're working with to get to your goals. And you also have to be a little bit creative too in reaching your goals, because not every trial will be the same, not everything will work the way you want it to. There's aspects in the game that keep changing it up, so you have to think outside, think of different ways to do certain things. And if you can put all these together, you can communicate well, you can work together, and you're creative, it will add up to a very fun game night with your family.